What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big Football Guys. Today, I'm joined by just Evan. Tony's not here with us today, but we're still going to get some fun stuff done. Evan, you want to talk a little bit about last night? I heard you had some good times.
Dude, that was probably the craziest football game that I've been to. I've been to 5 Seahawks games now. Obviously, I'm a Seahawks fan. We've talked about it a couple times. I was at the
Yep.
Monday night game between the Eagles and the Seahawks, and let me tell you, that environment was electric, and I'm so glad I was there because it was a good time. It was a good time. And like I said,
Yeah.
Jackson Smith-Njigba, we've said it many times. That's my guy. Walking around the stadium wearing his jersey after he made the game-winning touchdown, it was crazy. The amount of people who were like high-fiving me and jumping on me, and the beer that's been spilt on me from all the drunk people running around that were Seahawks fans and not Eagles fans. It was a good time. And I was just really, really excited to see him make a big play finally in the end. Even though he does have another game-winning touchdown, this one was like 500 times sweeter.
Yeah, dude, that was gross. And, as a Giants fan, watching Philly lose is just one of my favorite things, especially recently.
Yeah.
And that was a heck of a drive, dude. Drew Lock he just did it. He went for it, went all the way down the field, and then a dime to JS in the end zone to, essentially win the game. That was nasty.
Yeah, no pun intended, but he was locked in.
He was locked in, putting it on, dude. He was doing it. Shout out to Drew Lock, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so kind of talking about JSN, he had some interesting footwear on. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but this past Sunday we saw a couple different guys wearing the Nike Diamond Turf 96. Now you guys know a little bit about these, but Nike has officially seeded them out to some of their athletes. And so we saw a couple guys, and then one of them, JSN, we were just talking about him. He had a pair. They were black and white with some green accents. We also saw T. Higgins in them as well. With the Bengals, I think these had a nice orange accent on them, which is pretty cool. We also saw Breece Hall, the New York Jets. What's up?
It's interesting to note that when you look at T. Higgins versus JSN's, is that little accent, on the Nike swoosh. I'm going to go back to T. Higgins here. If you look down there, you can see just the little bit of orange on the Nike swoosh with Higgins, and then on Jackson Smith-Njigba's, that hint of that Seahawks action green on the Nike accent. So that was intentional, right? Obviously those are going out to those specific players, because Breece Hall, it doesn't look like his has anything on it. It kind of looks like his swoosh is yellow.
His looks almost like the gold, like on the Colorado, Dion pairs.
Yeah.
That's kind of what reminded me of that. But it's kind of cool to see that they have like these small little touches. Usually when Nike seeds out stuff like that, they're not really team specific whatsoever. Everybody gets the same pair, in their size. But it looks like this time they were like a little bit customized, which was kind of cool to see. I wonder if there's any like cool details on the inside of the cleat or like on the insole or anything. That would be really cool as well. But yeah, dude, those are sick. I'm a huge fan. What do you think? I'm excited to see them finally on the field after, Nike and everybody's been talking about them for so long, I feel like.
Yeah, it was really cool watching, because I got to the game early, so I went down by the field and I saw JSN warming up, and I saw that he was wearing those, and it was a new pair that I hadn't seen yet because it was kind of that black and white colorway. And it wasn't until after the game that when we pulled up these photos here, that you actually see the amount of detail that's in them with the little hints, the accents that are matching the team's colorways. So that's really cool. It's a cool neutral color too, and it works with everything.
Yeah, it's really cool. A lot of the guys did a good job swagging them out with some black accessories as well. But yeah, super dope to finally see these on the field. The details on them, they're really cool. And it's cool to see like an iconic football silhouette brought back as well. That's always really cool.
Yeah.
And I want to say Nike is planning to release these like widespread, but they did release the K1 edition of the Nike Diamond Turf 96 in kind of a Cardinals colorway. So you've got the yellow and the red details, and I got my hands on some, obviously, and they are a lot cooler than I expected. The materials they use on these are like really premium. It's like the butteriest suede of all time, like over the whole shoe or cleat. And then the strap, like they really did a good job on these. But for the $230 price tag, they better be quality. Dude, that's an insane price tag for a pair of football cleats.
Has there ever been a cleat that's reached that mark?
I don't think so. I don't think there's ever been any retail price football cleat to hit the 230 mark. A lot of their elite stuff goes for 200, and that's always kind of been the tippy top. But 230?
Yep, 200.
230 is insane, dude. I couldn't believe it.
$200. That is $230 to be specific. That is definitely over the top of anything that we've seen before for a retail price of cleats, because $200 is steep as it is, and it's like, I don't know, what is Nike's thing gonna say, like it's premium, like what's premium materials that they're putting on the cleat, because you mentioned like the suede and stuff like that. Why would anyone want
Yeah,
to play
no.
with suede?
I mean,
Because it
suede on
looks
a football
great. It
cleat.
looks great.
Yeah, suede on a football cleat
Yeah.
doesn't make a ton of sense, but the materials they use do feel like really premium. Like as far as like
Yeah.
durability though goes, these are going to be insane. But I mean, 230, you could buy 2 pairs of cleats for that cost, and then
Yeah.
but,
Well,
yeah.
if you got the money for them, grab them because they look sweet, and I like them. I wish
Yeah.
one of these days maybe I'll get my hands on a pair just to have them. But for now, I am not willing to pay that much for a pair of cleats when I'm not playing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody. But yeah.
Yeah. But these guys who do this shit for a living have the money to do it, and they're willing to pay for these cleats that they put on every single week, because it's Devin's favorite time. So check it out. We got Cleat Heat coming in for this week.
Woo! All right, guys, it's time for some Cleat Heat. Let's pull it up real quick. So
Yep.
up
First up, we got Saquon.
Up first, we got to talk about my guy. He's my guy. You guys know I'm a Giants fan. Saquon Barkley. He pulled out the Fruity Pebbles LeBron 4s, and he pulled them out with some white Giants uniforms, which is a perfect, combination. You've got a little bit of red on the swoosh, and then the red in the Giants uniform, of course, and just such a cool pair of cleats, that Nike did for their athletes. And he waited a little bit to pull them out. I think he's probably had them, 3 or 4 weeks by now. But he finally pulled them out, and they look amazing. Do you think these are fire?
It's funny because these ones, this specific colorway, we talked about before with like the blue and stuff, doesn't work with every team because these are the same ones that most of the other players got as well. But with the red and the blue, it works perfect with the Giants.
Yeah, honestly, when I was watching the Giants game, I didn't even notice that he was wearing these cleats. So that kind of shows, and I'm like, I noticed this stuff, but that kind of shows like how well it blended in with the rest of the uniform. So when I was like doing my research earlier today, I was like, wait, he was in the Fruity Pebbles? Like I had no idea. So definitely
It's
cool pair of cleats.
It's a very neutral colorway for a pair of cleats.
Yeah.
It's got the pop of the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect like a pair of cleats that's that colorful to be so quiet at the same time. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
They
might have got washed out a little bit too because they were wearing mostly white.
Yeah, that's a good point too. But yeah. So up next we've got Devontae Adams, the Las Vegas Raiders. He's on here pretty much every week. This week rather, he pulled a pair of Jordan 5s. I don't know. I'm feeling a little slow today. Mm-hmm. They are Jordan 5s. I forgot what they were called. It was like In My Bag. They're called In My Bag. That's what they were. So Devontae Adams, obviously in a huge dub over the Chargers. That was a pretty insane game in itself. Pulled out these cleats, and he was in his bag, balled out. And the cleats themselves are pretty cool. A lot of cool details on these Jordan PEs. Yeah, you rocking with these?
I am rocking with those. Is that even like black? What color is that?
I want to say it's like a darker blue.
Yeah, it looks really dark blue.
They look more black gray.
Yeah, you're right. The picture they have like I can't. What is on that? There's his logo. There's a Jumpman. There's just the pattern. I can't tell what that pattern is. It kind of looks like marble or something.
Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of it reminds me of a lightning, like a thunderstorm pattern in the back, and then his DA17 logo, some Jumpmans, and then some Air logos as well, Jordan Air.
Yeah, those are cool.
You've got the chrome bottoms too, fire.
Yep, clean.
No, these are pretty sweet. What else we got? Who's next? We got B-Wags, the boy, your guy, Bobby Wagner. So these were one of my favorite cleats from the week, hands down. These are a pair of Jordan 3 football cleats, which we haven't really seen a lot of. Of course, Bobby Wagner is a Jordan brand athlete, but the colorway behind these is very cool. So these, you kind of see that like drip pattern on the side.
Yep. These
are inspired by a Dornbecker Jordan 3, which I had never heard about, but somebody commented it somewhere, and I'm like, what is this? I looked it up, and they did. They made a Dornbecker Jordan 3, and Bobby Wagner's PEs are, inspired directly after that, which is really cool. And the colors are just perfect with those, all navy, Seattle uniforms too.
So funny enough with these cleats, if I remember correctly, when I was heading to the game yesterday, I was on Instagram and I swore I saw Jamal Adams post these. Are these Jamal Adams or are these Bobby Wagner's? Or maybe I might not have even been. I could have swore Jamal Adams posted these on his story or took a picture of him.
I mean, he might have.
Something.
A lot of the time, if two guys are on the same team, they're both Jordan brand, they get the same PEs just because it's easy for the brand. So it's very possible Jamal could have posted them, and then Bobby just happened to pull them out that game as well. Because Jamal wasn't even at the game, right? Because he was healthy.
Yeah, he didn't. Right? He didn't play. He wasn't there.
Not having a good time.
Yeah. Interesting though. I swore I saw Jamal Adams post these too. So I don't know. Maybe
honestly,
they're
probably did.
Like you said. Yeah, because when I saw him, I was like, oh, Jamal Adams gonna wear these tonight. And then I saw during the game, I saw Bobby Wagner with them, and I said, I didn't even realize Jamal Adams wasn't playing, but here we are.
Yeah. Here we are. But no, these are dope. These are definitely some of the coolest PEs I think we've seen all year. Really cool pair. What do we got next? Ooh, next up we got Michael Pittman Jr., who is back after getting whacked in the head. Or wait, was he whacked in the head this past week? This past week's been a blur.
That was this week. He got annihilated by the Steelers safety.
Yeah, Demonte Casey. Is this picture I used right before that hit too, just like I did Jay Jettas last week?
No, it wasn't. This one he's going up for it and making a grab over the top. The one that he made where he got hit really bad was he was laying out like on a dive and the guy came head first at him.
Okay, yeah. Okay, got you. So these cleats, I believe they're inspired by the Kobe 6. We've seen this silhouette kind of used a lot throughout the NFL this season, and super clean. Blue, white, very simple, very clean. What do you think of these?
I like these a lot. I like, the Kobe silhouette. It's one that you don't really see it. Like you said, you've seen it a little bit this year, but I feel like I haven't seen it on a lot of prominent players. And Pittman is one of those guys who would be wearing this cleat, but he's not one of those big name guys out there quite yet. Who's got the swag, who's got all that demeanor with him, but he's a big playmaker.
That's a really good point. When I saw him wearing these, I'm like, wait, Michael Pittman's like, he's putting some cool cleats on? Like, I wouldn't expect that from him. He seems like a form over, or a function over form kind of guy, not like a flashy gear kind of guy. You know what I mean?
And that's totally true. If you go, have you ever seen any of his YouTube videos, like his vlogs and stuff that he does on his channel?
I watched them a long time ago, but not in a while.
If you ever watch any of those videos, he always mentions that he is a Nike athlete, and he would every now and then would do like an unboxing of stuff that Nike sent him. And every time he opens the stuff, if he gets a pair of cleats or a pair of gloves, he doesn't know. It's like what Tony always says, these athletes don't know them by name. They don't know what silhouette or what model they are. He's like, oh, I've got some blue Nike low top cleats in this box, and then Nike also sent me some white mid top cleats, so I'll probably wear the white mid top cleats because I like the mid tops more than the low tops. He's like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, that's too funny. Yeah, I watched his stuff when he was going through the draft process. I remember he did like some like combine undrafting videos.
A lot of combine stuff.
Whoa.
Yep.
Combine unboxing videos. My brain is not functioning in full form right now. Please excuse me. But so he didn't strike me as a guy to pull out custom cleats. So seeing this, I was kind of surprised. I'm like, no way, Michael Pittman Jr. is kind of putting it on right now. And I think he's got some PE gloves as well.
He's got a good look. The super bad sixes in that PE colorway. He's got the turtleneck. He wears a visor, the Schutt, the custom Kobe cleats. It's a good look.
No, yeah. I wonder if I think I put him on my best looks. I can't remember. I think I did. I don't know. He's got the turf tape. He's got the tattoos. Like, it's a good look. If I didn't put him on best looks, I should have.
And he's having a good year.
Enough. Yeah, no, he's a great player. Tony, unfortunately, is not here today, but he's a Colts fan, so I'm sure he would love to talk about Michael Pittman Jr., but we'll have to save it for next week.
Yep.
Next up, we got to talk about one of my favorite guys to talk about, Jameson Williams of the Detroit Lions. We've talked about the LeBron 4s a bit, on the podcast and in general because they seem to be all over the NFL. And Jameson Williams pulled him out this past week in that like promo silver colorway.
We're all over the place today, boys.
Yeah, I think Tony is the glue. I think we need Tony to keep us together, but we're doing it. We're getting it done. Silver LeBron 4 football cleats. Excellent pairing with these Lions uniforms. They're all blue with a touch of silver at the top, and then he added a touch of silver at the bottom, which I think is just the perfect contrast. I don't think you can do much better than this. So shout out to Jameson Williams. These are some fire cleats. I know we've talked about a bunch, Evan, but they look good with this uniform, like specifically, right?
Yeah, it's funny how once a pair of cleats like this starts going around and more players start wearing these, like the Nike athletes have been busting these out, you kind of start to realize how many teams have like a silver or a gray that their accessories really work with. Like the Lions, the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Seahawks. Um, I'm sure I'm missing some too when it comes to players who can really rock silver. But
yeah, the Giants have a little bit of gray every once in a while.
Yeah, the gray works with their pants and their, I guess you could say their face masks too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it looks good.
Shout out James Williams.
I would love to get my hands on these too if they ever release those, because those are, you talked about it before. You said you really like silver, so having a pair of like kind of some flat chrome silver cleats like that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean the LeBron 4s are coming, but I don't think they're gonna drop in this silver colorway. I hope they do. Like I'd get them in a heartbeat. But either way, shout out Jameson Williams. Fire setup as always. On to the next one, which is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts obviously lost last night to Seattle. Evan was there. Pretty exciting. But he put out some fire cleats as always. He's always on Cleat Heat. You guys know. He pulled a pair of Jordan 11s, and I forgot what these were inspired by. They were inspired by some old Philadelphia team.
Yeah, I don't recognize that logo on the back.
I should know this.
What is that, a B?
I believe it's a B, yeah. Let me try and pull it up, or not pull it up, but find the post that explains the details around what these actually are.
Dude, these Jordan guys, they switch up their cleats more than any other like athlete on an NFL field, you know, because like the difference, I don't know, the difference between wearing a pair of Jordan, like those Jordan 11s versus maybe like some 6s or like a pair of custom 3s or custom 1s, they all have to feel a little bit different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they all tend to
and these NFL players are,
which gives it some consistency, but yeah.
But and like as an NFL player or an athlete, you're a creature of habit. So like, wouldn't you think changing cleats like this every single game, going from a pair of 1s to 11s to 6s and 3s and stuff like that, do you think they notice the difference and they have a preference, but they just choose to wear them for brand endorsement purposes or just looks purposes over functionality?
So in my mind, there's guys that are all like, they don't really notice much of a difference. They just wear for the drip. But then there's some other Jordan guys who will only wear like one Jordan. Like the first guy that comes to mind, I don't think he's still with Jordan brand, but is Michael Thomas. Like he was so dedicated to the Jordan 11 highs.
The 11s, right?
The 11s. Yeah. He wouldn't wear anything else. Like that's the only one he would wear. Even though he has access to like every Jordan they have ever made, every game he was in like a pair of Concord 11s. Sometimes he'd have like a white and gold pair. But pretty much just the 11s. I'm sure there's other guys like that too. Just they're not coming to my brain. Yeah, I don't know. There's other guys though for sure. I mean, Dak switches up. Jalen Hurts switches up. Who else is Jordan brand? Cameron Jordan switches up. Bobby Wagner, Jamal. Jamal likes the 5s a lot. I feel like I've seen him wear the 5s a lot. Who?
He does wear the 5s. Is Tyrann Mathieu still Jordan brand?
Yeah, should be. Yeah. He should be.
Yeah.
I've seen him wear 1s.
Jamal sticks with the 5s for the most part.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. Like, as far as, like, Jordans, I don't know if I'd look at a pair of 5s and be like, yeah, those are going to be a good football cleat. But
what did you figure out with this logo?
So I did do a little bit of research just now, and these are paying homage to the 1899 Philly Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. So that explains the B on the back and, like, the yellow details. So we're talking pre-1900s here. The Jordan PE team is so deep in their bag right now. This is a ridiculous pull. That's crazy work. But yeah,
you can't really see it on this close up here, but you can see a little bit of yellow on the tongue on the game photo.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, the yellow itself is like inside. It's like the liner on the inside of the tongue.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like a
You see
subtle
it
thing,
right
just to
there,
probably
just a little bit.
yeah, just to kind of help comply with those NFL rules. I'm pretty sure it's not black either. I think the like liner and the details are like almost a navy blue. Maybe not.
Well, when you're making as
I,
much money as Jalen Hurts, a fine
yeah,
for wearing a pair of custom cleats might just be okay.
yeah, he's got deep enough pockets. He can front the fine. But let me
Yeah.
get back to the Cleat Heat. Next up, we've got Breece Hall. So we already talked about Breece Hall a little bit in his Nike Diamond Turf 96s, so I won't waste too much time on it. There's a lot of guys who wore these cleats, and I wish I could have put them all on Cleat Heat, but I didn't want to kind of, overwhelm it with just 4 different guys wearing the same pair of cleats. That would be kind of silly, so I just chose Breece Hall. But yeah, he's got a pretty fresh pair on. We talked about it already, so not really much else to say. Shout out Breece Hall.
Good
on
luck.
to the next.
Shout out.
Good luck.
Yep.
Next up, we got Kadarius Toney. So kind of a new face
This
on here.
guy.
I wanted to. I mean, we're not going to talk about his play because we wouldn't want to do that. That would be very. There would not be nice things said about Kadarius Toney and his ability to catch the
I
football.
think as a Giants fan, are you happy that you guys offloaded him?
Yeah, look at dude. When Kadarius Toney came out and we drafted him, I was like, why did we draft this guy? And then I watched his Florida tape, and I'm like, this dude is the shiftiest player on the planet. His ability to create space
crazy
and make people miss is insane. He's like, I've never seen a player with that ability to that level. It was incredible. So having him as a Giant, I was hyped. I'm like, dude, this dude's gonna be so amazing. He's gonna be so nasty. And he showed like flashes, but he would never play for us. It wasn't even like we weren't giving him snaps. Like he would always be hurt somehow. And that ended up being the problem, is that he just was always hurt, but like not really hurt. So we traded him, and we got a 3rd-round pick that we then turned into Darren Waller, who unfortunately has been also hurt. So, I mean, we got Darren Waller out of it, and he's a good player. He had a decent week last week. I don't know about decent, but I love Kadarius Toney. Well, I did. Now I don't. Now I think he's a bum. But as far as like pure talent goes, he's just so good. He just can't catch the football. So that's my rant on Kadarius Toney.
You don't need to catch the football when your cleats look this good, though. Just kidding. Yeah, you do.
I mean, in
that
this picture, he's actually holding on to the football, which was incredible. I didn't think I could find a photo of him actually holding the ball, not giving it to the other team. But regardless, that's enough bashing on Kadarius Toney. He wore some Adidas Ultra Boosts. I think these are PEs. We've had our hands on some of his PEs specifically. These are a pair we didn't have, and then I also noticed that each swoosh is like a different color. I'm not sure what or why, or if these are based off like a real life Ultra Boost shoe or
Hold
what.
on. Let me backtrack right there. You just said swoosh. Now I'm gonna save you from getting destroyed by the people online
swoosh?
because you said each swoosh, and it's okay though. But like you just the people who are passionate about this stuff might actually murder you for that.
Yeah, that's a bad mistake. So I apologize, everybody. Those are actually stripes. They're not swooshes.
Yep.
It's very rare that we see an Adidas cleat on Cleat Heat, so I think it kind of caught me by surprise. But they are stripes, and they are different colors, which is weird.
Stripes,
I don't know what they are.
Checks, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wait, is it a check?
What the story is.
No, it's not a check because check is the.
Check
we'll just go with stripes. Yeah, we'll go
stripes.
We'll go with
Three
stripes.
stripes. 3-stripe life. But
I'm thinking of Drake lyrics, and it's just getting me tripped up.
That'll get you every time, man. But either way, Ultra Boosts are a cool pair of football cleats. I love seeing them on the field. There's not a lot of guys that wear them. But I figured I'd toss these on here because they're an Adidas cleat. We rarely show love to Adidas, so I figured we might as well. And they look to be like some sort of custom, so I'm sure there's like more significance behind them. But I figured they were cool enough. And honestly, to be honest with you guys, this week was kind of weak as far as Cleat Heat. So that's why Kadarius Toney has crawled his way into this list.
Those are nice. I like those.
Well, they're all right. But what we got next? Next up, we got our guy, my guy, Mack Wilson. I talk about him all the time. His drip, so underrated. If you guys don't know about Mack Wilson's drip, just look at this photo and like realize this dude's putting it on like at an elite level. Look at all the black, dude. It's so fire. But you guys are here for the cleats. I believe these are Jordan 14 customs. That's what they look like to me. And they're white and black. And again, he matched all his accessories really well to it. They're clean. Not really much else to say. What do you think?
Are those Vapor Edge? Are those Vapor Edge? What are they called? Vapor Edge Pros or the?
Yeah, so
No,
this is
no,
the
yeah.
base cleat is the Nike Vapor Edge 360 Pro 2.
360
Long
Pro
name.
2. All right. Yep.
But yeah, so
I
that's
like
the
that.
base cleat, and then it's just simple painted on, no reconstruction or anything.
Yeah. And those are the Jordan 14s.
I believe so. I'm like 90% sure. After like the Jordan 13, I start to not know what's what. Maybe I think they're 14s though. Pretty sure.
Those are great. I like these. It's cool. It's
Yeah, they're cool.
not a lot of people doing that Jordan
Yeah, it's a little
silhouette
bit
for a
different.
cleat.
Yeah, you see people stick within the first like 11 or 12.
Yep.
But this guy's
What's on the clock?
Yeah, exactly. All right, what we got next? Oh, what's this dude's name?
Last one.
I can't remember his name. I have him tagged. Oh, it's Quentin Lake. This is Quentin Lake, LA Ram, and he's in a simple pair. These are another just nice painted pair. These are some Kobe 4 inspired cleats, painted on, inspired or not inspired, but the colors are perfect for the Rams uniforms. They're painted by Arts_Undefined, one of my favorite cleat artists out there. Great guy. And the cleats themselves, simple, subtle, clean, effective. Not much else to say. Just a good look.
It's fitting that LA player is wearing some Kobe cleats.
Yeah, I mean it fits so well. Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah, those are nice.
But yeah, man. So that's gonna do it for Cleat Heat. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to head on over to my Instagram and double tap the actual post, that would be much appreciated. But without further ado, we've got some news. Just a quick little bit of news for you guys. We talked about it a little bit last week, but Travis Kelce has switched face masks, kind of. It's pretty much the same face mask he was wearing before, but this is I believe, the official one from Schutt. So let's pull up the photo of his new face mask. So is that the old one?
Photos here.
So the one that I'm looking at, with him clapping his hands, he's in the old face mask. So we talked about it last week, how Schutt has kind of done a thing with their eye guards. And this is not Schutt's eye guards. So they don't have as much angle, and the angle is like closer to the lower part of the mask, and it's just not as sharp.
Yeah,
and then if we go to his new setup, if we roll on to the new setup, then you guys will see it's like the angle is more in the center of the bar, and the cut is more like sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird way to explain it, so we can use pictures to let you guys see it for yourself. But just
you can definitely see the difference.
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of a quick update from last week, because we talked about it. You know, we're like, are these Chiefs guys wearing the official Schutt mask? And they weren't. And then, of course, they all watched our podcast like they do, and they all made the proper change to the official Schutt ones. That's obviously what happened here, right?
I sure hope so. You know how cool that would be?
Imagine Travis Kelce is just low-key watching the BiigFootballGuys podcast. That'd be so dope. Yeah, Travis Kelce, if you're watching this, come on, please.
They're playing in the background while him and Jason are filming New Heights.
Dude, imagine. Dude, we watch their podcast. They watch our podcast. It's only right. That's definitely a fair swap. But either way, kind of just a small piece of equipment news. He has updated his face mask. Figure it was worth mentioning since we talked about it so much last week. But yeah. Now we're going to shift gears.
Is this going to become the standard, you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think so. If I had to guess.
Is that Schutt marketing that, or is Schutt going to like get the corner on that market, or is it just going to be people see that this looks different, so they're going to switch to it themselves?
Well, as far as like the angled eye guards, I think Riddell is kind of the originator of that. You know, started with the OBJ mask, which weren't really eye guards, just jagged bars on the outside of the face mask. But now we're seeing Schutt kind of follow that same trend, and now I think we're going to see a lot of guys switch to these official Schutt angled bar face masks.
Right.
That would be my guess.
We'll see.
But time to shift gears. It's time for one of our favorite series, Drip or Skip. If you guys want your drip kind of rated by yours truly, Tony and Evan, send it into BigFootballGuysPodcast@gmail.com, and we will take a look. Today we're going to be taking a look at somebody who sent in their drip. His name is Logan Samus. Let's pull it up.
This guy's got it going on.
Let me pull up the shots. Let's see which one you got. That one? Yeah, this is clean. Let's see. You want to go through it, or you want me to go through it?
I'll flip through it. I'll give you the I'll give you the cues we're talking about. The first one we got here is the photo of the low angle photo. He's got the white vapor jet. Those they look like vapor jet 7s on. He's got black arm sleeve, single leg sleeve.
Pretty tough. Good helmet setup. Got the Oakley visor.
The helmet
white
setup is
FedEx
good.
mouth guard's clean. Leg sleeve clean. He's got some spats. I can't tell what cleats they are in this photo. He's got some custom thigh pads as well. He's got the cross and then the number 3. What do you think of these uniforms? The digi camo.
The digi camo and the camo era of uniforms is over.
So?
Yeah, I mean, similar to how you guys were dogging on me for liking the Supreme arm sleeve last year with the guy Nathan, the digi camo and the camouflage jersey era is done. But we can't knock him for that. We can't.
Yeah, that's
we
not
can't knock point. Yeah, but like you just want to bring it up to bring it up. Is it what about the jersey specifically? Are you thinking about? Is it just the print or like the actual style of the jersey, how the material looks?
So for me, like looking at the jersey, it's like the thing that I'm like feeling the most, which doesn't make a lot of sense, is the texture. Like I can feel that texture. It's not like a super tight compression. It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like
that.
The feeling I'm getting is slimy. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Like slippery.
Yeah, I can like feel it in my brain.
Like a practice jersey almost.
Yeah, pretty much. But
it has that shiny look to it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it kind of baggy at the bottom. He's got cuffed, like shoulder parts.
Cuffed shoulder sleeves. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a step in the right direction. What other photos we got?
We got him making he's got a different helmet now, but making a catch on the sideline.
This is the same helmet, right? This is the Speedflex.
I think it's a different color though. Oh no, you're right. And the other photo looked black. This one, it's just the back of it. Different. There's no filter on this one.
Yeah. You guys and your filters. But he also switched up the drip a little bit too. He's got a white arm sleeve. He's got black Jordan Jet 7s. He's got some black wrist tape, which is really nice. A little bit of leg sleeve action, baggy undershirt, and then check out the cleats. Are those custom painted Jordan 1 lows in green?
Those are custom.
I like it.
I like that. It's like a Celtics green. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty clean. I don't know if I've seen. I mean, we've seen a lot of NFL guys kind of color swap their Jordan 1s, but I don't know if I've seen anybody at this level, with that level of commitment. This is fire.
Hold on a minute. Let me get in my bag here in terms of what I'm thinking. Judging by what he's got on right now, he's got the low Jordan 1 cleats, the compression pants over the scrunch socks, the custom thigh pads, jersey hanging out the bottom, one padded arm sleeve, Jordan gloves. Is Deebo Samuel his favorite player?
I mean, now that you say it like that, this is Deebo Samuel.
This is Deebo Samuel, right?
White form. I think he's white, right?
Yeah.
Well, not Deebo, obviously. This guy's white. But yeah, this is the white Deebo Samuel is what I'm getting at. Yeah. Same drip.
Okay.
Which is valid. He's got his last name on the jersey, too.
Trent Williams is back there, too.
Yeah? Which one? 90?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Okay, back to Simmons here, Somnus, whatever his name is.
Mr. Samus, I believe. Or Somnus.
Samus.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Shout out to you, Logan. All right, what's the last photo we got? Oh, there we go. No, this last photo,
and he's got the same face mask as Deebo, just the standard, whatever, the actual name of it.
I mean, Tony knows more about face mask. It's like an SF2EG, or it's SF2EG. I think it's just SF2EG. No, it's not even iGuard. Yeah, I don't know. It's SPD, 2B, I don't know. Face mask, all the letters confuse me. I'm not going to lie. Let's just go through it here. So it's a Speedflex. I don't think he has an upgraded chin strap. He does have a battle lip guard, clear Oakley visor with clear Oakley clips. These shoulder pads are 2-in-1s. Those aren't cheap. We did a full review on the channel. He's got 2-in-1 shoulder pads. They're super sleek. You can tell too. Yeah, that's a good look.
How What gives it away? Like what? How do you know?
So if you look like in the collar of the jersey, you can see like a little circle on that black part. You can see the letter like little 2. You gotta zoom in to really see it. I've got it zoomed in on mine.
I've got it zoomed in here too.
But it's like, do you see the black? Like it looks like a black undershirt under the jersey.
Yeah.
And then you see that white kind of circle line right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the 2-in-1 logo. I
Okay.
realize a lot of people don't just know that. I realize, that's a weird thing to know. But
It's what we do.
I'm trying to think if Debo wears those. I don't think he does.
I would if at this rate, I would not be surprised.
Dude, now I need to look it up.
Okay, so Logan, when you watch this, I want you to comment if Devin and I hit the nail on the head, and you're either Debo's your favorite player or you're inspired by Debo Samuel, because
you are the white Debo Samuel.
Yeah, I don't know if you play like Debo Samuel. You're gonna have to send in your tape to get that evaluation from us. But the look is Debo Samuel.
He's got the ball in space. I mean, that's a very Debo-esque thing to do.
That's true.
He looks like he's ready to put a move on somebody.
So what are you giving him?
I mean, this is a drip. It's a 10 out of 10 drip. Like, he's got it all on in all the right places. The attention to detail is immaculate. You know, the way the colors are working, the custom cleats, the helmet setup's pretty good. Shoulder pads, when you have a good pair of shoulder pads, that's how you can tell when somebody really knows their gear. Like, shoulder pads are such an underrated piece of equipment, but this guy's got a high quality shoulder pad on, so you know he knows what he's doing, you know?
Right. Yeah. That's got to be.
He's got the wrist coach on the belt too. Yeah.
It's one of those things where if you are playing high school football, chances are you don't have your own set of shoulder pads, so you don't get the option. But I think this is another men's league thing. So shout out to the men's league guys. You know, they're putting it on. I mean, at least he was. Apparently, you guys didn't think Nathan was last week, but that's neither here nor there. It's like we said though, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do on Drip or Skip. We're gonna let you know. But
yes, sir.
As for me, I'm giving it a drip because if your look is inspired by Debo Samuel, I've been saying it for years now that Debo is one of the best looking in terms of gear wide receivers in the league. So
absolutely. Yeah, it's a drip for me as well. I mean, like I said, the attention to detail, all the little bits, towel, wrist coach, arm sleeve, the little tape, the colors, it's all really good. So shout out to you, Logan. You get 2 drips, and I'm sure if Tony was here, he would give you a drip as well. So we're going to count it as 3 drips. So shout out to you, Logan.
You don't get a vote, Tony. We did it for you.
I mean, I think if he went against this, I think I'd start to question his credibility, to be honest. This is fire. Like, I don't know if there's anybody in their right mind that would skip this. But, either way, if you guys want us to do a drip or skip on your drip, please send it into BigFootballGuysPodcast@gmail.com. We need submissions. We love doing this. So please send in your pictures so we can do exactly what we just did to Mr. Logan here and show off your guys' drip. All right. But continuing to kind of talk about some of these best looks, let's do our best looks from week 15. All right. So my guy for week 15 is going to be none other than Jameson Williams. I talked about him a little bit when did I talk about him? In Cleat Heat. I talked about him in Cleat Heat, of course.
Cleat Heat.
This guy, I talk about all the time. Jameson Williams, as far as like looks goes, he's one of my favorite looks in the league every single week. This week, it's notable that he switched to a Riddell Speedflex, and he's got a mask with those jagged eye guards. He's got the LeBron 4s on, some older Super Red 5s. The only thing I don't like about his look is the sleeves, the baggy sleeves that hang out of his
Thank
jersey.
you.
I can't stand it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like if he took that
ruins
away,
it, man.
It really does. I'm not going to lie. He's got so much going on, but he keeps pulling out those wonky looking sleeves.
It's got to be just a comfort thing at this point, right?
I don't know, I don't know. I feel like if you play football with those kind of sleeves, you don't even notice them. Like I feel like they don't even make a difference. So why even have them? You know?
Yeah.
Unless it's just like the cuff of the jersey, like rubbing on his skin bothers him or something. That's possible, I guess. But
I would love to be able to ask them about that. Like ask those kind of questions. Because obviously it would be the stupidest question to ask because who cares? other than
Yeah.
us, and the people who
Mhm.
like the same things that we like. But like, what's the point of that? There's those little things, they gotta have some kind of meaning.
Yeah. Just go up to him and be like, yo, Jameson Williams, why do you feel the need to wear baggy sleeves under your jersey? Please tell me right now.
Right now.
And that is it. But yeah, top to bottom, it's a good look. Besides those sleeves, Speed Flex, custom face mask, or iGuards face mask, good gloves, little arm sleeve action, and then, of course, silver LeBron 4s with these like all blue Lions uniforms. Best look of the week for me by far. What's your best look of the week?
My best look of the week. You and I kind of copped out on this one because we both reverted back to people that we've already talked about. But I'm being a homer. I'm living in the recency bias, and mine is none other than Jackson Smith-Njigba. Probably right now my favorite player on the Seahawks, because I've been on Njigba since we drafted him. I liked him a lot when he was at Ohio State, and it's very rare that Seattle takes a top wide receiver off the board. So when we got him, I was like, Ohio State receivers, they come out with some good looks on game day. So I was very excited to see what he was going to do when he got to Seattle. And he's been putting it on every single week. This week he went with the what are they called? The DT96s?
Yes, sir. The Diamond Turfs, the Dions.
Diamond Turfs. Yep, Dions. And in the little hint of the action green on there, he has the all blue, the navy blue Vaporjet 7s, and he goes back and forth between either double armbands or one armband. That seems to be the trend with receivers nowadays. Is like ever since
that one armband.
Yeah, ever since like Jamar Chase and Jay Jettis got into the league, it kind of seems like they started doing that. But now AJ does it, and Devontae Smith does it sometimes. It's kind of the common look, but he either goes with double, like on the elbows, or one on the armband, and he went with the one last night. He usually wears a visor, but it was raining during the game, so I watched them during pregame team drills. I watched him walk over to the equipment staff and have them take it out.
Really? That's dope.
Yeah. So Jackson Smith-Njigba saved the day, and he did it looking great.
Yes, sir. Also, kind of unrelated, the cutters that James Bradbury is wearing are just the wrong shade of green.
It's not that bad, though.
Like, if you compare it to the pants,
there.
It's like closer, but if you compare it to the helmet, it's just atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm nitpick. I hate these.
It's funny. Okay.
That's true.
Real quick last night, I saw people commenting. They were talking about the uniform matchup, saying that the uniform matchup with like the all navy Seahawks and the white with the, what do they call it? Like midnight green? Is that what they call the Eagles green?
Something like that. I don't know what.
They were saying the white with the midnight green, or just the Eagles green pants, was giving them like mid to early 2000s uniform matchup vibes, if you will. And I couldn't, after I saw the game and I was reading all the comments, I was like, yeah, the uniform matchup was interesting. It's like a prime time kind of classic is what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
not too bad. I really like those Seahawks navies. That's nice.
Yeah, they've been really going away from wearing these as like their primaries all the time. They're always doing something different now. Before it was like navy on navy every single home game, and then this year and last year they started changing it up a little bit with the gray pants or the action green on blue, or just action green on action green, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a solid look.
Yep.
Yeah.
Njigba, look of the week, man of the week, go Hawks. You can't even say otherwise, because I know everyone who's not a Seahawks fan is just happy that the Eagles lost. So everyone today is a Seahawks fan.
I definitely fall into that category as the number one Eagles hater.
Yep. Niners fans love us right now. Cowboys fans love us right now. Mm-hmm. Apparently the Giants do too, so we'll take that. Colts fans and Tony probably doesn't care, but other side.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna do it, right? I don't think we have anything else to cover.
No, it is weird week. Jerry rigged setup we got going on. This is easily probably the most jerry rigged Big Football Guys episode that you'll watch to date. I can't speak for the future, but for now, it's crazy. Actually, I want to end this off with one question I thought about, because if Tony was here, I was going to ask this regardless. Christmas is in 6 days, as we are filming this on Tuesday, so it'll come out on Wednesday. Let's just say Christmas is in 5 days. And when Christmas comes around, obviously people receive and give gifts and stuff like that. Santa, he comes down the chimney, he drops off the presents. If you have one football related item on your Christmas list for Santa to bring you this year, what is it? Something that like, yeah, something you wouldn't buy yourself, something that Santa's got to cook up in the shop and bring it to you.
That is a crazy question. Especially on the spot too. Dude,
No
honestly,
research.
oh man, honestly, I think first thing that comes to mind is the all white Nike Vapor Untouchable Pro 3 OBJ up tempos that were numbered to 350. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm sure there's a better answer out there, but those cleats are so rare now. They would be so cool to have in the collection. They're just such an iconic piece of history. And as a Giants fan, as an OBJ fan, that is the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah, those would be sweet. It's funny, those, whenever I thought about this question, those actually crossed my mind too, because those are like grails of football cleats. They're like the Red Octobers of football cleats, if you will, you know, the Yeezys. So I thought about that, but I think for me, because I was like, I could just say like a Schutt helmet because I don't have one, but I don't really want a Schutt helmet that bad. Like if I get one day, that'll be sweet. But like, if I could somehow get my hands on the yellow and black Nocta gloves, the super bad 5s that Drake wore in the what is it? Laugh Now, Cry Later. Was that the name of the song?
I think so, yeah. He wore them on the jet ski.
Yep, on the jet ski. If I could get my hands on those would be like, Santa, I've been nice this year. Okay, drop me off a pair of those in a size large, even though they probably didn't make them in a size large. But you and your Christmas magic can make it happen.
Yes, sir. I have a pair of those somewhere. I don't know what size they are. I want to say they're like a 2XL.
Drake does not have 2XL hands.
I know, that's why it's weird. There's a yellow pair, and then I also have a black pair that I don't really remember them doing much with. But there's a black pair out there too.
Yeah, the black ones are cool. But I want those yellow ones. I want those yellow ones. So Santa, if you can make it happen, make it happen.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They've got some cool details. The only weird thing is that they're Hydro Grip palms. They're not like the Magna Grip sticky palm. They're like the rain palm, which is weird. But I guess if they're truly like for Drake jet skiing, which is just a weird thought. Why does he need pads on the back of his hand? Whatever. It's just a weird glove, but it's a piece of history, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah. So, you know, to everyone watching, you know, it's going to be a little bit early, but Merry Christmas to you guys, and you know, shout out to everyone who watches and jumps on here with us. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then you know, just happy holidays to you guys and your families, and thank you guys for being on board with us and digging through and kind of powering through this episode, just like how Devin and I were doing it, getting things figured out. But that's how we do it. You know, you got to work. You got to learn to work on the fly. Yeah, man. You just got to roll with the punches, man. Get stuff done. Yeah. So next week, Tony should be back. It'll be all three of us. It'll be the three horsemen again, and it'll be post Christmas. So this is our pre-Christmas episode, if you will. So, yep. Thanks everyone for watching. You know, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, and you guys be safe and enjoy it. Enjoy these days with your families and everyone. Yep, absolutely. Happy holidays, guys. All right. Big Football Guys signing out. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.